You are faced with a choice. Actually, you are faced with many choices. Life is full of choices. And it's rare that I think as deeply about the choices in my actual life as I do about the choices I make in a game. Welcome, gamers and gamerettes, to Undertale, the final review. Spoilers, obviously. So after all the hype, after all the friendly and unfriendly monsters, after all the let's plays and choices we were presented with, did Undertale really do justice to its fandoms in the end? I am one of the many who say yes. Ow. Hit my leg really hard. Ow. Oh god. From storyline and flow, characters and dialogue, mechanics, interface, visuals, sound, and lasting appeal, I would even go as far as to say Undertale should be part of the irreplaceable new gaming canon. Because tobyfox, the one guy who made it, takes our expectations of a JRPG where violent battling is the norm. He takes sprinklings of Earthbound and Mother style and says, psh, society, watch this. Synopsis, 1, 2, 3, go. You, human, have fallen down a hole and into the underworld. It is your job to find a way out, making any decisions you see fit. Where you can be the embodiment of happiness and cupcakes made of unicorn eyeballs, or just for fun, be the love child of Hitler McStalin and Angelica when she hits her middle-aged chronic alcoholism period. It makes for some radically different tones in gameplay, and whether or not the tears you have at the end of the game are tears of joy or tears of total regret and sorrow. Or maybe you don't have tears, you sick son of a bitch. The nice thing about the core storyline is that it actually deviates from that very little. It's straightforward. Human, fall, ow, monster, eek, monster, nah, he cool, kill, maybe, resolution. In fact, what I love about the games that have been more recently developed is that people are starting to understand that the whole story doesn't need to be delivered to you on a silver platter. In fact, the whole story doesn't need to be told at all. As long as there is a smooth flow towards the valuable and attainable end goal, it's actually rather nice that the game only reveals itself to those of you guys who are actually curious enough to seek it out. With an incredible backstory, depth, plot twists, and breaking the fourth wall as a part of the storyline, it's really hard not to feel completely engrossed in your gender-neutral child character. From Asgore and Toriel's tragic divorce to actually having a conversation with the character you play as they become a deranged maniac at the end of the genocide run, to going on dates with Papyrus the skeleton or Dr. Alphys the dinosaur. Every opportunity we have to expand the storyline actually allows us to become bigger stakeholders in the outcome at the end. And that storyline is as emotionally touching as it is because of some kick-butt characters and some kick-ass dialogue. First and most simply, it's actually really refreshing that you don't have to encounter the same characters more than a few times in a row. Both the in-battle dialogue and the general in-world dialogue are incredibly diverse, they're usually incredibly helpful, they reveal some new aspect of the greater storyline, or at the very least are amazingly funny, horribly punny, that you can't really help but want to laugh along with it. I mean, in that really lovable and adorable way, you know what I'm talking about? And while it is really easy to default to using cheap humor and filler dialogue in games, Undertale actually makes sure that every conversation accomplishes one of two things. First, that you get the opportunity to connect with the monster, like on a personal monster-human level. Like that kid you get to talk to who thinks Undyne is just the bee's knees. Or those random monsters who hope that the puzzles you encounter cancel school for the day. Or two, that the dialogue actually has you question your own actions, so that you, the player, not just the character, take a moment to pause and wonder why the hell you're doing whatever it is you're doing. And that is actually remarkably empathizing, because even if you do decide to do the genocide run and kill everybody and their pet rock, characters will remember the things you've died trying to do. Or they will become ridiculously hard bosses to fight because they are actively trying to stop you from going down a mentally dark path. And the weirder thing is, they comment on that too. Like when you finally battle Sans in the genocide run. What makes the dialogue all that much more hard-hitting, I think, is that it's kind of the opposite of the mechanics. The mechanics are deceptively simple. The underworld has this early Pokemon-esque style to it, and the battles feature you as a little red heart in a turn-based combat system. Not hard to pick up at all. To be honest, I'm actually not that big of a fan of JRPGs. I actually like the really atmospheric games like the latest Tomb Raider or the new Battlefront that just came out. But because the battle scenes were so varied with personality, because the attacks from monster to monster were so personal to the monster's character, the fact that defensive moves could change and the literal designated space that you were supposed to battle in could change, I actually found myself really getting into that gamer epic win hyper laser focus style gameplay quite a lot. The interface was also just as simple. And the nice thing was, it was rarely necessary for you to call a friend on your Underworld phone or stop to really get into the game's interface for whatever reason, which allowed the game to really flow in this really nice pattern. And the visuals are much the same, incredibly simplistic, yet at the same time had an enormous amount of character, i.e. puppies, royal guards that were actually puppies, more puppies. And every location really shared the character of its inhabitants, like Snowdin and all the snow and all the ice, and the character who literally did nothing else but chuck giant blocks of ice into the water, because hey, who doesn't want their life to have purpose? That being said, some things really do just tie a room together. That could be a really nice rug. For me, that is game music, sound. What really made Undertale a feel-good / feel-awful game was that even though there were these lo-fi looping soundtracks, they were matched so well with whatever route you decided to take and whatever choices you were making in the game. It was perfectly timed to become even more perverse and distorted as you started to kill more and more people, or it became really peppy and chipper and happy as you started going towards the happy ending. I firmly believe music is what can take a game from corny to fantastic, from flat and bland to, oh my god, all the feels. Tumblr loves this game for a reason, you know? And finally, after I've played, after reading reviews, after commenting and debating and reading conspiracy theories and advice, what has stuck to me throughout this game is that Undertale's choices aren't actually pointless. The game doesn't continue to the same end or treat you the same way after any encounter. Each decision has direct and long-term consequences, some permanent. It's so easy for us to become accustomed to the idea of just turning on and off the game or reloading from your last save or checkpoint every time you screw up. But Undertale really forces you to face those decisions head on. In a recent Kotaku Steamed review, I think I heard it best put by saying, you may be able to move on from the past, but you can never just erase it. Undertale is a game about choice. It is a game about loneliness, about consequences, about community, about reflection. And after an incredibly fun Let's Play series, I sincerely hope that so many more people get the opportunity to play this game and play through the experience as a piece of art and as one of the great games of our generation. So go home, spend the $10 on the game. It's like the price of 3 guacamole sides you would get at Chipotle. It's worth it, I promise you. You can thank me later. And with that, gamers and gamerettes, thank you guys so much for joining the Checkpoints review of Undertale. As always, like, subscribe, share, and of course comment. Let me know what your guys' experience with the game was or what you hope it will be in the comment box down below. And if you'd like to play along, you guys can totally join me on my Let's Play by clicking the annotation down below. As always, I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay cuddly, my friends. Bye-bye. Oh yeah. Ugh. Mechanics, interface, visuals. Why did I count to 4 and then use my other hand? The fuck? I'm too tired for this, guys. From storyline and flow, dialogues, character and dialogue. Yeah. Kill? Yep, hit the mic. That was very odd pausing in that sentence. The end of the damn it. Son of a bitch. Okay. Why did I work out? That was the worst decision ever. Oh my god. I'm 800 years old. Oh, Jesus. Okay.